Hello friends, Chelsea here, coming to you today with your week 2, day 4 exercise programming. Today we're going to be covering lower body and abs. So first I want to go through what kind of equipment you may be able to use for today's workout. First we have our loop band. We have several exercises that you can incorporate this, so if you have one, definitely grab it. Next would be a set of dumbbells. Since we're doing lower body, probably whatever your heaviest set is, so I would say at least 10 pounders if you have them. If not, just make do with what you have. Okay, so today we have a circuit style workout, 3 different circuits that we're gonna repeat 3 times. For our first circuit, I'm pretty sure, okay, we've done 2 of these 3 exercises. So first we have the reverse lunge. For this, you can use your dumbbells if you have them. So remember, for this one, the only thing to keep in mind is instead of stepping forward like a traditional lunge, we're gonna be stepping backwards. Lunge, just like that. Lunge. Our next exercise, you can keep those dumbbells if you want. We have the curtsy lunge. So remember, for this one, we're stepping backwards like a curtsy. So stepping behind us and to the side. Curtsy. Curtsy. For that one, really no modifications. The only progression would be to incorporate those dumbbells if you're able to. Okay, next exercise, leg lift with a pulse at the top. So I said this is lower body and abs, so this is gonna be an ab exercise. Let's see if you guys can get me here on the camera. Okay, so for this one, we're gonna lift our legs, but then when we're at the top, we're gonna pulse upwards. So pushing those heels toward the sky at the top. Only real modification for that one would be to take the pulse out if you need to, which is totally fine. The pulse just adds a little bit more contraction in those abs. Okay, moving into our next circuit, reverse lunge again with a knee up. I'm pretty sure you guys did this in our day 2 programming. So remember, we step back, we come up with a knee, and we add a little jump. And then we switch to the other side. To modify this one, you can just step and take the jump out if you need to. Then we have calf raises. For this one, I recommended you get some kind of step if you have it. By that, I mean like if you're working out outside, maybe you have like a deck step, or maybe you have steps like going up to the front of your house. That would be perfect. Ideally, really a step where you could also hold on. That might be able to help you with your balance. But really any kind of step, whatever you have is great. Even if you have like a 2x4 or something that you could put down, that's what I usually use. My husband made me like a tiny little elevation thingy with a piece of wood that I sometimes use, but really whatever you have available to you. We just want that because that's going to give us a little bit of extra range of motion with the movement. So it's going to make the movement bigger. Whereas if I'm just doing calf raises on the ground, I can't go, you know, the ground stops me here. Whereas if I'm on an incline, then I can go past that. So it just increases our range of motion. For this one, you could use dumbbells if you want. So just holding them down by your side, and you're gonna up and down, up, down, up, down, calf raises. Okay, and then again, another ab exercise. We have something called, I don't actually know what these are called. I call them in and outs. My daughter calls them, what does she call them? Lemon squeezers, I think, something like that. That was the first time I had heard that, but that's what her cheerleading coach calls them. So for this one, we're back and in and out. In, out, in, out. To modify this one a little bit, you can keep your hands on the ground behind you to kind of help with some balance. In, out, holding on to the ground. That just gives you a little bit more balance-wise, helps you out a little bit. But if you can do it without that, so hands out or hands following your in and outs, that makes the exercise a little more difficult. Okay, and then we move into our very last circuit. For this one, you're able to use the loop band if you have it available. First thing we're gonna do, and I'm actually gonna move our camera down so you guys have a better view. First thing that we're going to do is a single leg glute bridge. So you guys have done the glute bridges already where we're pushing up with both legs. Remember, we're on our back. This time we're gonna do single leg. So you can use your loop band to progress the exercise. You're just gonna fit it kind of right around your knees. Feet on the ground. You're laying back just like when we did the regular glute bridges, except for one foot is gonna be up. And we're gonna still push, hold 1, 2, lower slowly, up, hold 1, 2, lower slowly. Same thing for the other side, up, lower slowly. So to make that movement easier, if you are not able to do the single leg, you can do both feet on the ground, but try at least a few reps of the single leg. It's a more challenging exercise, and we're able to work on your balance and really exercising those core muscles as we try to stabilize since we're using just one leg. Let's see, what is next? Okay, so next we have donkey kicks. Again, you can use your loop band around your knees if you want to. I already took mine off, so I'm not gonna demonstrate that, but it would just be here, and it would just add extra resistance as we kick. So for the donkey kick, our shoulders are right above our hands, starting in this position, one leg, and we're just pushing up to the sky like this. 1, 2, you'll see my legs bent, 3, and it's not straight like this and coming down. We're coming in, up, nice squeeze of the glutes at the top. Same thing on the other side, in, up, donkey kicks. And final movement, we're gonna be on the ground for this whole circuit. Plank hip dips, you guys have done these before. On your forearms, out, and we're dipping. 1, 2, nice and controlled. What we don't want is this. We're not up like this. We're not like this. Nice and straight bodies and controlled. 1, 2. And that is all I have for you guys for day 4. Day 5, you'll notice there's not a video for, because there's not really any, just like last week, there's not really modifications or progressions per se for our plyo day. Modification wise, the only thing would be if you have some kind of lower body injury or limitation, rather than jumping, because that's what plyometrics are, they're jumping movements. Rather than jumping, you would step out the movements. So, you know, if we have plyo jacks, instead of jumping with the jack, you would just step it out like this. So that's really the only modification. And then for plyos, there's not really any way to progress those, unless maybe you have ankle weights or something you wanted to add to some exercises. Really the best way to, I guess, progress the plyometric movements would be to do a bigger jump when you do them, decrease your rest time between sets, things of that nature. So the movements kind of are what they are, but then we can look at some other variables if we're trying to progress. So if you guys have any questions